Tip number 25. This is an important one. So people, I'm sure, like working hard on your social media is no small feat, but then to get engagement, that's all very well, but the next step is to actually getting sales or bookings. Like, talk me through that. How can we bridge that gap?
Yeah, so, it's all, as you say, it's all well and good to be really popular on social media, but if you're not earning any money from it, then what's the point? Like, we're all here to run our businesses.
Yep.
So all the tips that I share, obviously, there's one angle to it, which is about increasing your engagement and your exposure on social media. But then there's that really important link that's how to turn that engagement into actual leads and quotes and sales for your business. And if you feel like you're doing really well on social media, but your business figures aren't reflecting that popularity, then I've got a few things that you can try. So tip number one, which is a little bit relating to last week's tip, is that, are you speaking to your niche? So are you just posting content that's really popular on social media? So are you posting pretty pictures and it's reaching a lot of people, but is your niche a very specific type of person who may be looking for something a little bit more educational or value-driven as opposed to just pretty pictures? So make sure you understand who your niche is and what they're interested in, as opposed to just trying to engineer your social media to get lots of likes. If you want to have a video go viral, I can give you tips on how to do that. But if your audience is a really small radius, if you can only work with people within 50 Ks of your business, then going viral is not going to mean much to your business.
No, for sure.
Yeah, so making sure you know who your audience is and that you're actually tailoring your content to them, not to the Instagram algorithm.
Yeah, nice.
It's really important.
So lock that down, get to know the niche, and then focus on appealing to them first and foremost.
Absolutely, yeah.
What next?
Yeah, so you might have just one more point on that, is that if you give your client avatar a name, so let's say, your client avatar might be called Kathy, then make sure that Kathy would be interested in what you're posting.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's a good psychological hack, is that instead of just posting and hoping that someone likes your content, try and speak directly to your ideal client.
Wow.
So that might help with turning that. And you know what? Some of your least engaging posts might actually drive the most sales. So it's not always what you think. And for that reason, the goal's not always just to get lots of likes and shares and comments.
Have you designed your Kathy?
Yes.
How do you work that through?
Yep, my Kathy's actually called Craig, not Kathy.
Okay, yep.
Because I work primarily in the construction industry, so a lot of my clients are male.
Yep. Generally, they're more Craig than they are Kathy.
Yep, exactly. Yep. So when I'm posting, I am in part, I've actually got a few different avatars, but when I'm speaking to that particular client avatar, then, it's interesting, and this leads to one of the other tips today, but Craig is not huge. My version of an ideal client is not hugely active on social media.
Right.
So maybe I need to actually look at another form of marketing, which leads me to another tip, is that if you're madly posting to social media but not getting those conversions, do you need to potentially consider another form of marketing to support what you're doing on social media?
Okay. Would there also be so I get what you're saying, like Craig may not actually be that active on social media, and sure, there might be some other forms of advertising which we may get into, but before we get into other forms of advertising, is there another sub avatar for Craig, like the social media manager at the office, or?
100%, yeah. No, you're absolutely right. So Craig might not even, Craig is not on Instagram, but his staff might be. And therefore, I'm speaking to Craig's office manager, for example, and what would she be interested in and what would save her time during her day, and what would give her some tips for how to improve their social media presence.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so it might be actually talking to the sub-avatar, not just Craig.
Yep.
So making sure you're thinking about all these things, not just focusing on just posting and not just focusing on going viral or getting as many likes as possible, because, it's more important to be getting sales than likes.
Yeah. I love this avatar thing. I think that's awesome way of thinking about it. And I guess then, if you do stick to your content pillars, is each pillar to a particular avatar, or can that even within that sometimes vary?
100%. So you might have two main avatars, or you might, and a lot of people forget about the avatar that is potential staff as well. So, you're trying to attract potential staff to your business, and you've got to create some content that appeals to that type of person as well. But yeah, I would be tailoring your content pillars to speak to each of those avatars. What's Craig interested in? What's Kathy interested in? What's Craig's marketing manager or office manager interested in? And yeah, just getting really strategic about it. And that's, I think a lot of people just forget that layer underneath. So it's not just about pretty engaging content, but it's about talking to the people that you actually want to work with.
Yeah, awesome. I love that. That's really cool. Yeah. What else?
Yeah, so another this is such a funny one. It's such a simple one.
Yep.
But so many people forget it, and I'm constantly reminding people to do this, and that is include a call to action in your captions.
Yep.
So sometimes people are posting to social media and people go, that's really cool, but they don't know what the next step is.
Yep.
And when people don't know the next step, there's a barrier to them actually contacting you and booking you in. And so you need to make it really clear, and the really big popular content creators do this on every single post. So they'll say, send me a DM and I'll send you the link.
Yep.
Or they'll say, email me at this and I'll send you the ebook, or whatever it may be, or click this link to download this.
Yep.
There needs to be a next step. Like if you just go, here's my reel.
Yeah. Cool, swipe.
Awesome,
Nothing
amazing.
is compelling me to do anything beyond that.
No, that's right. And I'd bet if a lot of people watching this actually looked at their own captions and habits, they'd see that they're kind of putting things out there, assuming that people know what the next step is. But if there's a barrier, like if people have to look up your website to find out what the next step is, then that can be a real barrier to getting a lead or an inquiry. So making it as easy and as clear as possible, or even describing your sales process in the actual caption helps too. So, this is what you do. Step 1, you contact me. Step 2, we book in a discovery call. Step 3, we do this. And step 4, so they actually know what the process is going to look like. Because yourself, it's like, when you go on a website and you want to work with someone, but there's not a really clear button to click or booking system or whatever, then you're like, I'm going to go with this other business because they've made it really easy.
For sure, yeah. And if you open it up, you may not have been, something may have caught your eye, so then all of a sudden you're going, oh, maybe I will book that in right now. And if it's not easy, I know from my own experience, I'm out of there. Like, oh, it wasn't easy, whatever, I'll do it later. And then it could be some competitor that pops up that might have a nice workflow with it, and boom,
100%.
they've won it.
Yeah, and that goes for all businesses. Not like there's no matter what size your business is, the customer needs to understand how to engage with you and what the next step is.
Yep. No one is immune to that.
No.
The call to actions. The YouTubers pioneered that, didn't they?
They did. They really did.
Don't forget to hit
subscribe.
Hit that notification bell. Like. All the time.
Every single and multiple times in every video, because they know that otherwise people just won't do it.
Yeah.
Like people need that reminder.
Speaking of, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment, like the video, do all the things. Very nice. And we touched on previously, maybe if Craig's not engaging, Craig doesn't open his Instagram, it's not for him.
No.
How do we get Craig?
So let's say, Craig's maybe in his 40s or 50s, in my mind. This is my avatar of Craig.
Yep.
He might be on social media maybe once a week. So he's just not engaging.
Love Instagram.
He doesn't love Instagram.
He's not a big TikToker.
No, and Craig's office manager may be, but not Craig himself.
Yep.
Depending on who the decision maker is in the business, then maybe I need to be doing email marketing as well. And I know for sure that Craig will get that email.
Yep.
So he may not like that post. He may even see that post but not engage with it. But if I send him an email, he's far more likely to take action.
Yep.
So that's another.
Because Craig goes through his emails.
He definitely does.
He's a business owner.
100%.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah. So, the idea is that you do need to be posting to social media, but you need to think beyond that in order to get sales.
Yep.
So it might be combining posting with email marketing, Google advertising, so some other form of marketing to make sure that you're covering all touch points.
Sounds like a lot of work. I'll be reaching out to Ambition Social. Cool, that's awesome. There's a lot we can do. There's
Yeah.
a lot we can do to get through to Craig.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And that's, I feel like that's been a pretty clear summary of how to really get through just the likes and comments and make sure we're honing in on those and those eyeballs, even the ones that don't like and comment, because we know
Lurkers. Yeah, exactly.
we know there's lurkers out there.
Yeah.
And you can find those ways to tap in to
Yeah.
those people and suit those people, because they might not be commenters and,
No.
and engagers, but they might be the person that does like to go back to their desk later, go through their emails. Actually, yeah, there's that EDM. I'm ready to click through that. I like to go through the website.
Exactly.
So-
Yeah. No, we've spoken before about the fact that it's estimated that 90% of social media users are lurkers.
Mm-hmm.
And the number of times I've been stopped in the street recently by people that I know to say that they love our videos,
Yep.
but they haven't been actively engaging with our videos, but
Yep.
they're seeing them.
Yep.
So yeah, that's another really big point too, is that you may actually be converting someone who's not actively engaging with your social media posts. And so you need to make sure that you're approaching it from a wide variety of angles.
For sure. Yeah. Super nice. There you go. What's your way? Do you like to lurk, or are you a commenter? Do you like to jump into the YouTube and digest it all there? So let us know what you think.